Hello, my name is Dante Renee, and welcome to the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more. Like tonight's film, this is 1979's Hot Dogs on Ibiza. I hope I'm pronouncing Ibiza correctly. Hot Dogs on Ibiza. This is from 1979. This is a French West German production. And it is a film by Max Pikas, An Island of Fun, Sun, and Stunning Bodies, the cover says. And this is actually put out in 2009 on DVD by the Sinful Mermaid. Sinful Mermaid is a DVD distribution company, and I'm not extremely familiar with them, but I believe they might have put out a Jess Franco film called Sex is Crazy that I reviewed on this YouTube page. I could be incorrect on that, but I believe it might be them. A pretty unknown DVD distribution company, and the transfers look pretty damn good, I gotta be honest with you. This is Hot Dogs on Ibiza, and if you're looking right there, you will note that Ursula, that is an actress. I will not pronounce her last name, but Ursula Buchfellner, I believe her last name is. You will recognize her from some Jess Franco films like Sadomania, Devil Hunter, and she was even in an issue of Penthouse. So this is Hot Dogs on Ibiza, 1979. We're going to get into this right now. This is a very, very unknown film, and I only found this film as a result of looking up Ursula on IMDb from some Jess Franco films and seeing what else she had done. And upon looking her up, of course, this film came up. I said, what in the world is this? Hot Dogs on Ibiza. And the interesting thing is this location of Ibiza has also infiltrated many sexploitation films, including films by Erwin C. Dietrich. He even has a film that I'll be looking at in the future on this YouTube page, Six Swedes in Ibiza. So there's definitely, this is a location of fervent fun and sexuality and relaxation. This is the back of the DVD. We got the beach, and we have a variety of different photos here. Okay, kind of hard to see, but this is the film right here. And this is essentially a freedom resort film. You know, this is, in many regards, this is, it takes the format of a teen sex comedy. But we also have adults in here as well. If you can think about maybe just a vacation that you took on a resort of some sort, or just a vacation in general, okay, even a summer. Okay, it doesn't even have to, even a week, okay, but especially for those of you who've been at a resort and a tropical island, so on and so forth, this is a film that encapsulates the people that you meet at the resort, you know, who were originally strangers to you, and after a week, you have some sort of vacation friendships with them, vacation relationships with them, and then it's time to go. It's time to go back to your respective countries, wherever you are from, or even states within America. So this is a resort film. It encapsulates a vacation, a resort, and all of the different characters and relationships, fun, weirdness, and craziness that happens at that resort for this week. Now, this is a very, very energetic film, a very, the pacing of the subtitled dialogue, very fast, very energetic. There is such a fun, wild, wacky energy of this film that people look for in teen sex comedies, with, you know, hijinks and such. But in this film, it is really a film of characters and of comedy within those characters, and in the repetition of those particular personalities of the characters. And we have a storyline here that involves you know, a character with a bad job, not liking the job at all, gets an offer from a friend to work at a resort in Ibiza. I mean, how good can that possibly get, you know? And they fly there, and now this guy, this character, has the job of a lifetime at this beautiful tropical resort where everybody's taking vacations, and tons of women are coming in, of course. And the interesting thing about this film is that that one character, who doesn't seem like the lead character at the beginning of the film, really encapsulates the energy and the wildness and the quirkiness that would be the heartbeat for the rest of Hot Dogs on Ibiza. We do have one scene where we see someone eating a hot dog in Ibiza, by the way, and it's something that you can find on Google Images mostly, and it is actually this image right here of Ursula. Now, the funny thing about Ursula Buchfelder in this film is that she is definitely not a lead character. She's a side character that pops up throughout the film, which is something that happens in this film. We have characters and relationships that pop up throughout the film. So it's interesting that she, in some ways, gets top billing, although not a lead character, but definitely a remembered character. So let's get into this film right here, Hot Dogs on Ibiza by Sinful Mermaid, put out on DVD in 2009, a very, very unknown film. First and foremost, let's get into the music. Now, the fascinating thing is I had no idea, but the music here, it says original music by Georges Garevens. I'm not pronouncing these names correctly, but that's what it says there. But in the credits, it also says Gerard Hines. Now, the music that I was listening to in this film is definitely Gerard Hines. Gerard Hines is known for all of his sexploitation scores, even one that I reviewed recently, Vanessa, as well as tons of Jess Franco, like Bloody Moon and Linda, which Ursula Buchfelder is also in. Now, this film I believe starts off with some nice Italian music. You get kind of accordion Italian music that you might hear at an outdoor cafe in Italy or something. And then as the movie goes on and we get to Ibiza, we get that real Gerard Hines music, which I believe this main theme of music was in a Jess Franco film. Also, it is this exotic, sexy disco with exotic, almost like Latino guitars and island tropical sounds all over it. You know, Gerard Hines, if you know Gerard Hines, you know he has this saucy, exotic disco music that is filled with the tropical all over it, and weird synth sounds as well. We also have some very quiet acoustic kind of Spanish guitar sound in this film as well as some orchestration. There was one piece where we had like a famous piece of classical music almost in here as well. So some nice diversity. But really, with the focal point seemed to be Gerard Hines' music, which is just, I mean, it just breeds party tropical, okay? This just breeds that. And if you like what he's done in the Franco films and such, you're going to love it in here. Now, and interestingly enough, I believe it's the same piece of music. Now, in terms of the style of the film, we have a camera that is just lapping up the beautiful environment of this resort and of this, you know, the island, and it's just beautiful. We have you know, the palm trees, the beaches, these nice distance shots, the pool, the bikinis, you know, the inside of the resorts, the different rooms. I don't know if that was actually a resort. But we have some beautiful sunsets, I believe, and just wonderful, wonderful shots. Now, we also have some shots of Ibiza away from the resort as well as some kind of a colder environment at the beginning of the film in another location. So there's you have a variety of locations here. The film starts off cold, and then as you get to Ibiza and you get off that plane, and we even have some sections on a plane that are mildly hilarious as well. This is a film that is really actually funny. There are some really well-written comedic situations in this film, and the actors I thought were great, all different personalities. This is, you know, a sex comedy. It, you know, definitely. But it's not, you know, that vulgar, or definitely not that explicit. I mean, we're talking really here only topless nudity, but we have a lot of sexual joking and things like that, but only topless. And we also have, in 2017, some very politically incorrect storyline sections involving a homosexual guy dressing as a woman and constantly being called a fag, and using the word fag like crazy, and other types of homosexual situations, and he's totally played for laughs. He's a great character, but something that you would never see in 2017 in our modern era, and that's what makes these films such great time capsules. Also, we have just so many different character situations. This is a film of character situations. We have a twist that happens in the film regarding the guy that left his former boss to be working at this resort. I don't want to give that away, but we have a twist there. We have a married couple that definitely is having problems with each other, and they are going after other people ultimately at the resort. We have a guy that comes out of the closet as somebody who's gay. We have a guy that works the bar who is constantly pissed off at the nurse, who is his girlfriend of sorts, who works at the resort. He's constantly jealous, constantly pissed off at the way she dresses as a nurse. We have just all of these different types of situations here. We have two guys that work there that believe that they are trying out for a movie, but they're not. We have a guy who's constantly trying to talk to people at the resort, and tell him about his previous times at the resort, and nobody cares until a twist at the end. A guy who's constantly trying to get on top of a surfboard. There is, there's a girl that's constantly trying to get sex, but every guy that tries to have sex with her, his penis gets hurt in some form or fashion, a volleyball, so on and so forth. So we have all of these character situations that make up this film that constantly get played throughout the film. And there's even a really, really funny, almost another thing that you would not see today, almost a Muslim joke in the film as well, or kind of like an Arab joke that revolves around a woman being seen or not being seen. I mean, something else that, very edgy material, especially for 2017, but mixed into the comedic element. This is such a great vacation film. This is such a great, you turn this on, and for 78 minutes you are taking a vacation at a resort, even if it's the winter where you are, even if it's snowing, even if it's very cold, or if you can never take a vacation, if you don't have the money, you can, the beautiful thing about these types of films, and this film in particular, is that you can, spend $15 and take a vacation anytime you want to, and just turn this on for 78 minutes. And it's fun, it's sexy, all the girls are sexually attractive in different ways and different ages. Just all the different situations that happen in the film. There's parties, there's dancing, there's romancing, there's even a romantic relationship that erupts, and of course there's free love notions that are just kind of, ha ha, whatever, he was cheating, It's just this wild type of atmosphere that you're aware of. And it's really, as the lead character, finds his place because he's quirky and doesn't find his place in the world. It's really a film that says, in a way, the theme of finding your place and being yourself, and being in that, you can have that type of, you can go there. And something, you can get a job like that. And it reminded me of a couple times when I've taken vacations like that, and it's so weird as the week ends or the couple days ends, and you're almost sad, and you never knew these people before, but you form something with them, and it's everybody's coming and going at different times, and off the plane, you see the plane landing constantly, and you only might know somebody for one day, and some people have memories of going there every year, and they're meeting new people, or you see the same people over and over again. So this is Hot Dogs in Ibiza, 1979. Thank you so much for watching the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page, where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more, like Hot Dogs in Ibiza. Thank you so much, and good night.